This morning, as Robin passes around our offering basket, I want to remind you all that this community of faith has an impact bigger than just your checks may seem. This is a place of hope. It is a beacon of freedom that has shone for over 68 years now. And so we ask that you give as you are able, be it your time, your talent, or your finances, to help this place survive and thrive. We need you, each and every one of you, in your beautiful, amazing Unitarian Universalist way, to be together with us so that we can continue to be a beacon of hope to this community. Give what you will and what you are able, for you are a generous people. I invite you to join with me in our offering prayer this morning. May this offering equip us to serve, love, and seek justice. And while Robin's up here, I do believe we have some announcements.
Yes.
Good morning. I have a sign-up sheet for people to sign up to be an usher or coffee hour person. If you could sign up for once a month for the next year. We really need some more hands to take care of these tasks. So if you don't come to me, I'm going to come to you. It would be for the first, second, third, or fourth Sunday of the month. And you can sign up for both on the same Sunday. That would be even better. But if you could at least offer to do one, that would be really great. And Mary Weber will train anyone who would like to do coffee hour. And also, I think I need one more person for the fourth Saturday this month. So you can also let me know. I'll be here with my sign-up sheet, and I hope to see some of you there.
And on that point, apparently, and I own my part in this, of course, is that we didn't clean up the coffee pots before we left last week, so it was kind of an ugly mess, as Mary is nodding and saying. So we make sure that we get those things cleaned up as we leave here, so the last person out the door, it shouldn't be the last people out the door, because our tech and music people have a huge responsibility on their shoulders. So those of us who are not helping with that, we should make sure we get that taken care of. So that's the first thing. Second thing, I want to thank Carol, Michael, Phil, Nathan, and Greg. Carol found that we had a leak in the basement, and yesterday after all the rains, and Michael came, Phil Embry, and then Nathan and Greg stayed here till about 6:30 last night, getting things cleaned up. So I thank them all for their help. And somebody said to me, "Is it our building finally telling us, we're having some issues?" Perhaps, but that will lead us to our discussion for next week. The next thing is the handicapped entrance. As I asked Mary to send out an email last night, but if you missed it, I have been in contact with people since Tuesday about resolving this issue, including talking to the city attorney, the general contractors for the park, as well as finally on Friday, the mayor's office and alder people that I knew of, including Ray Stable and Betsy Allen, who's our rep. And I finally got through to Betsy. She was on vacation last week, unfortunately, as Ray was. She said, "I'm on this. I will take care of it, and I'm going to be on it with people on Monday." So my hope is we will hopefully have an ability to get into this entrance here from the handicapped entrance. I said, "This is not okay." I said, "This is inappropriate." And as Mary pointed out, it may actually be illegal to remove a handicapped accessible entrance. So we've got to address that issue. So I'm on it. And I'm like you on fire today, man. We got to talk. Is there something that you said today we talked about last week? We're good. All right. The Underground Railroad thing. Lastly, Stay or Go meeting next week. I am so grateful that Claudia will be here to help us lead that discussion, to moderate the discussion. My hope is we will have food for people. If the board votes if the church will support it, great. If not, I will bring it to make sure we have food for people. We're going to be voting on our right relationship covenant, and then we will lead into our stay or go decision. I've had a couple people say to me, it would be nice to know where we're going to go if we vote to go. I said, I would love to have that answer for you, but I don't have that answer for you. We will provide for you. Jennifer Lewis and I have been working really hard on gathering data on what it would take to move elsewhere, what it would cost to move, what it would cost for building, sharing. We've got all sorts of data that we will share with you. So while we cannot say definitively what we will do if we decide to go, but we can make sure that you have the information you need to make an educated decision about it. Our church is not disappearing. It's just whether or not we are going to stay in this building or go elsewhere. Did you want to add anything there? Krista will be here in the pulpit next week. This will be our first service from our new minister, so please join us. We will also make sure for our stay or go meeting that we'll have the option, obviously, for virtual attendance. And if people really can't make it, I think, Mary, you said you might not be able to make it, maybe on Zoom, but not sure. We'll make sure, I think we can make sure that we've got absentee ballots for people on that decision process for the two things that we need to vote on. One is the right relationship covenant, and the next one is the stay or go decision. So if there's anything else anybody wants to ask or add. Yes, please go ahead. A right relationship covenant. A right relationship covenant is how we decide we want to handle disagreements amongst ourselves. There's an assumption of what we will do, but actually that's a lot of the work that we tried to do here a couple of weeks ago. So now we have a policy that we're going to write out and share with everybody. So thank you for asking that question. Thank you. All right, cool. I'm going to leave it back to you, my dear.
And just to clarify with everyone again, so I will be here next week. I'm not preaching. That'll be Krista, our new minister here, which is great. And she and I have been colleagues for a long time, and it's wonderful to be working with her in this endeavor as we work with the church. But the church is not ceasing to be the church. The First Unitarian Church of Alton still has a lot to do in this world, especially after the fall of Roe v. Wade. And I feel like there just can't be enough of an emphasis on that. Whether or not you can stay in the same building is a decision that we really do need to sit down next week, and we're going to go through all the numbers and all the different things that are going on and just kind of come to a consensus. Does not mean that everyone is going to absolutely agree with the decision. That's not how democracies work. But we do want everyone to know that they are still a part of this church, and they are still a part of this church family, no matter what the decision is and how you feel about that. So that's going to be my role, is to help moderate emotions, because those get very difficult in tough times. And, we're living in tough times. So we're all walking in the door with a whole lot of baggage already, and then having to make a very hard decision about our home. Many of you may have made this decision, or maybe making this decision with a loved one. When is it time to downsize? When is it time to do senior living? Do I need an assisted facility? These are big decisions. Trying to decide if a home that you have loved and cherished has served its purpose in your life or not is an incredibly emotional time. And I want you all to know that I am here to help as we go through that process. Right now, I invite you to join me in the prayer as we extinguish our chalice. And we say together, the light of truth and meaning cannot be put out. We are keepers of this flame until we meet again. Following where our ancestors have led, may we each have a plan for safety, mind, body, and spirit. May we know who our allies are. Simply look around this room and you'll find quite a few. And while we have plans and are prepared for the worst, may we still find ways to be full of hope for the best. May each of us know we are beings of infinite worth and dignity, and may we be inspired by our honored dead to create lives full of love and meaning, no matter what. Go forth from this place in peace.